bit sassy, a little bit crazy, a little bit classy. We got dreams and we got goals. We're just a couple of old sassholes.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, now you know. No. This is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons.
Yes.
Thank you, Heather.
It's like sometimes you're like, and then today it is, but I'm like, you don't know about today.
I don't know.
'Tis my turn.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm so excited.
And
I'm going to try to not
reasons.
roll around in this chair today.
You sure?
Nope.
We've got bets going on to how long Brooklyn Vesty.
My middle name is Lesty, and I really like vests.
Yes, so we call her Vesty. So Vesty's probably going to take that off in about 10. I gave you 10 minutes. Your shoes are still on?
I know, and they're long ones, too. I don't know. We'll see how long. It depends on if I have to shed the layers because of your story or not. You feels me?
Do you think so?
Maybe. I mean, you might get me all riled up.
I usually
get all
do.
spicy. And then I'll be like, "Arr!" Just shredding.
Shredding?
Shredding
Just
and shredding. Dude, I'm cracked out.
Are you?
Today has been a hectic day.
Yeah.
I've started it really focused on sourdough.
Oh, God.
I feel so bad for our listeners.
Bread Talk with Brooklyn Vesty. Continue.
I just can't help it. I'm just really into it. And I was trying online and like researching shit. And then your husband got me the Perfect Loaf cookbook. And it has been very exciting and very educational. And today I think will be my best loaf. The perfect loaf, very unlikely. But
The
a
best?
very, very good one, yes.
Like an A minus.
It has to be, just because the process has been so much different than anything else I did, that I'm like, was I even making sourdough?
Okay.
Or was I just fucking around with some dough?
I don't understand. Okay, so I got the same kit.
Yes.
I have not fallen head over heels in love.
No.
I like to eat bread. Apparently, I don't like to make.
Don't make it, because I am going to make so much bread all season long.
Okay.
You'll never need it again.
Don't worry, because I won't. I have a little, what is it called?
The starter.
The starter. Mm-hmm. There's one in my fridge. And it's still in there. I forgot it was in there because I told Will, I was like, I'm so glad she's into this and I'm not going to fucking do that. Because I did try. I had a week.
Dude,
a week
it's
or two.
so much work. You've got to, like right now. Yeah, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Yeah, it's fine. But it's just, it's not a journey that I want to go on. So I'm glad that I get to be a part of your journey and benefit from it like I usually do from your hobbies. She's like, do you want these herbs? And I'm like, you know what? I will take them.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Do you want to know what also happened? Okay, so firstly, I do. I have to unpack some things.
Okay.
So I'm kind of feeling lucky/unlucky. And let me tell you how.
All right.
So first, I ran over a pole.
She stopped dancing on him and now she hits him.
You ain't lying. I stopped wrapping my legs around him and I wrapped my car around him. No, I did not. No, it was okay. For anyone that's like, whoa, she hit a pole. It was like one of those bullshit little baby ones, but it wasn't it was a fucking pole in concrete, like probably this.
Okay, is that like for people who aren't watching?
Right. It's like a big donut.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a big donut.
That's like a big donut, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That just makes me think
croissant.
of when people used to say smile like a donut.
Oh, God. You're so pervy. Okay, anyway. So I was on the phone with Heather when it happened, so Heather knew.
Yes.
This is a reenactment for the listeners, because Heather's like, I was indeed on the phone when you were like, oh, fuck. So at least I was smart enough to know, I have learned this, that when you hit something like that, you have to just fucking run all the way over it. I couldn't reverse, because if I would have reversed, it would have just shredded the undercarriage of my vehicle.
Oh, is that like not taking the knife out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you just keep going?
If you knock something over like that, and then I was on it and driving over it, if I would have reversed, the pole would have come up underneath my car and it would have damaged. Anyway, I also have a skid plate underneath my car, so that's great. You probably do too. A skid plate helps ensure that the bottom part of your vehicle isn't damaged. Anyway, I was at a client. So it was like someone I was trying to work with. And I literally had to call the guy afterwards and be like, bro. And I literally text him. I was like, bro, I really need to be more professional. I said, dude, I just ran over the pole in your parking lot.
Yeah.
I totally fucked it up. The concrete was ripped up. Like, I fucking annihilated it. But I knew when I did it, I was like, there's no way it hadn't have been damaged before.
Yeah.
So he calls me right back and he's so worried about my vehicle. And I'm like, Angel, thank you for being concerned about my vehicle. And he goes, I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody already ran over that pole. You definitely ripped it out of the concrete. But
somebody,
I was like, I'll come fix it. Like someone had hit it before. That's why the first thing it would have damaged the front end of my car, but it didn't because I guess it was already half down. So I ran over a pole. So basically I'm unlucky in the sense that I ran over a fucking pole, or I'm unlucky because I ran over a fucking pole, but I'm lucky it didn't damage my car and that the client wasn't mad. Then I was speeding today per the oosh, and I saw a cop and I was like, it's time. It's been a minute since I've been pulled over.
It's time.
Tis time. There was no way. I was going 38 and a 25 because I didn't realize it was the 20. I fucking know. It's the drive I take it. No. And I thought, I guess the cop wasn't paying attention. He pulled over the car after me.
Oh.
And I was like, dick hard. I fucking got away. Unlucky there was a cop there. Lucky he didn't pull me over.
You didn't even have to try to get out of it.
No.
I'm trying to hold back.
I didn't have to lick it or take it. What? Oh.
That's hot.
I
tried to hold it in so bad, and I was like,
cute.
and I'm making a lot of faces from the eyebrows down.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Yeah.
This bow is fresh. This
Good for
Botox
you.
is fresh.
It does look fresh.
She is.
When'd you get it done?
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You knew. Don't worry. I didn't bow behind your back. I promise.
I need to make my appointment. I actually called Deja Vu Skin and Healthcare in Newburgh. That is who does my Botox.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to call them back. But we have a facial this weekend.
Oh my God. Well,
I have
you have a facial
and a massage.
I have my first massage. Massage. I have my first massage. I have my first massage.
I'm so excited for
I do. Like real one from like a person.
Yeah.
And it gives me anxiety.
What part?
All of it. Every of the parts.
Okay.
Like stranger touching me. It's bizarre. It's just weird.
That part's never weird until they get to your butt. No, because like for me personally, it's like I hold a lot of I have a bad back. I say that all the time.
Yes.
Which means my hips can have an issue and my hip flexor. So a lot of the action, I do have a great ass, but a lot of my action tends to be in the butt area.
Yeah.
Because it's so tight. It really is. Right in the side butt.
From blowing smoke up your own ass. Is that why you have back problems?
Yeah.
It's just like, because I have a great ass. So basically what I'm saying is I have a great ass. And my back hurts. That's what just happened. What the fuck?
I don't mean it. But like in it, like I'm not self-conscious of my butt.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm totally fine. I'm paying a professional to do a service for me. I'm cool with that. But anyway, like that's always the weird part is you're like, someone is touching my butt.
Oh God.
And they always give a lot of attention on mine because that's where all my freaking shit is.
Because it's so
annoying.
nice. They just can't keep their hands off of it.
For a while, I thought that's what it was. And then I realized, no, there's actually tension there.
It's like, I don't have tension in there. What are you doing?
Get out of there.
Get out of there. Oh, God.
Oh. I had a note of things that we need to talk to talk about. And I'm pretty sure all I wrote down was Jess's teeth. But we were gonna
Jess, our producer's teeth.
Yeah, Jess's teeth. Was there something funny that happened with Jess's teeth?
I don't.
But maybe
she's looking at you like, will you stop? Will you move forward?
Will you leave?
Alexa,
No.
next song.
Maybe it's because she had dental work. And because every time we've had to talk to her, half of her mouth didn't work.
Oh, that's probably it.
Oh,
that's what
maybe
it was.
that's what it was.
She's like, get back on track and stop being an ass.
She's like, that's not what I was talking about. I was just telling. Oh, that's what it was. That she got her whatever she was getting her teeth cleaned or her procedure or whatever. Yeah. They were listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Because she was repping our shirt.
I was over here like, I wanted to bring up Jess's seizure mouth.
I was like, she has nice teeth, but like,
I know she has great teeth.
Why
a beautiful smile.
Everyone look. Like, what are you?
What's happening? Anyway, thank you for listening to us during dental procedures. Feel free the next time you go to your dentist.
Tell your dentist.
Or your gynecologist. Put us right on.
While they're down there, tap them on the head.
Just press play. Just go on your Spotify and just be like, hey, I really love this podcast. I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah, while they're trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if trapped is a good word for an OBGYN, but okay. Sounds like they're in a... Shut up. I'm going to do my story.
No. Yes.
Why? Do you want to talk more about bread?
No, I would.
You would.
I would consider that.
You're going to start another one.
Uh-huh. No, I'm not.
No?
Another what?
Podcast.
Oh.
It's not
I thought you meant a bread starter.
Oh my, I knew it. I saw it in your face. It's
I was like, I don't get it.
I can only handle one bread baby at one time.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
I mean, personally, yeah, but Travis's dad just started making sourdough, so he made me a starter. So now I have a grandma and a grandpa starter because mine are grandparents for whatever reason.
What?
Like I named my dough starter Meemaw for my Meemaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is adorable.
And then if Travis's dad gave me one, I gotta do like Papa or something. Meemaw and Papa. I don't know.
Meemaw and
Dude, I don't know. I haven't thought it through as it shows.
Well, I haven't thought this through, but I'm going to do the story. Are you ready for this? There's no good segue.
Gotta get situated. You know
We're
how it
going to
works.
play a drinking game for the people that watch this to see how many times you move during a story. Like,
Dude.
just change positions.
I'm gonna try to stay right here. Now I feel pressured.
Everyone's like, well, that was fun. I drank twice, so not even best. Okay, this is the story of Marie Hilley. Have you heard this?
No.
No. Well, you're about to. Right? You came to the right place.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Sources, Wikipedia, Oxygen.com, LATimes.com.
Ooh, LA Times. I'm already excited.
What?
Spicy shit be happening in LA. Is this in law?
God.
Is that where it's at?
No. Listen.
Then why is LA Times reporting on it?
Oh my God. I made it one line. And I got a ton of this from season 27, episode 13 of Snapped.
Way to go, Snapped, making it all the way to season 27.
I mean, it goes way farther.
Oh, I know.
They have like what, like 35?
Fucking The
40?
Simpsons over there. Right?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just going to dive in.
Head first.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I'm so caffeinated. Like,
I know, you're like a walking espresso. Quit drinking
I know.
that. I'm so caffeinated. I'm sorry. Drink more. Okay. Audrey Marie Frazier, who goes by the name Marie, I wrote bore. She was bore on June 4th, 1933 in Anniston, Alabama. This was a rough economic time, and her parents weren't loaded, but what money they did have, they spent on their kid.
oh, sweet little parents.
Yeah, a lot of people called her spoiled in that because
Is that like the Great Depression time?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
so
could you? Okay.
they scraped together their shekels and spent them on Marie. She was used to getting what she wanted and no matter what. So she was very into keeping up with the Joneses, and she was considered like a Southern Belle. So she was very charming, charismatic. She was always dressed well, hospitable, and she was very concerned about climbing social ladders. So pin in that. This caught the eye of another high school student named Frank Hilley. Frank was super popular, and then they started dating hardcore. They actually ended up getting married in 1951 and got a house in Anniston. So
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. I was like, what's dating hardcore? Like they were just official.
I don't know.
And that's what you looked at me because I was thinking, what does dating hardcore mean? And I was like, I guess it means that they're.
I kind of ad-libbed that. They went on and on and on about how they were obsessed with each other and all that. So
Whack
I
it
just
off.
put that into dating hardcore.
Heard.
Like, I don't know if they're going to lookout point to neck. Isn't that what people used to call it?
Necking.
Necking?
Were they fucking? Or were they just literally like nibbling some necks?
Dude, I don't know.
I always wonder because back then, like,
what they
didn't you
call
have to buy the cow before you drank that milk?
Yes, I think so.
I think
Unless
so
you're
too.
just a floozy. Behind closed doors. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you're an easy lady, right?
A lady of the night.
Yeah. With your sex tricks. I'm gonna stop.
No, you won't. No, you won't. In November of 1952, Marie popped out baby Michael. And in January of 1960, she had another baby named Carol.
Okay.
Although she was a mom and like quote unquote most moms stayed home to raise their kids, she still wanted to work her way up and make a career for herself and make something of herself.
Way to
so
go.
She was like, cool, I'm going to go back to work.
I hate when I never know what happens in the story because then I say things and then I'm like, did she kill everyone?
Well, obviously,
Did her child
I
kill
lived
everyone?
with her, so we can talk shit about her. I'll give you that.
What, but I never know if that's the victim either, though.
We can talk shit about Marie.
Cool. So she is not the victim.
I will say that.
Heard.
Yes.
Good to know.
Okay.
Flag on the play. I got it.
Ew, sports.
I don't even know what that means.
Like the yellow things they throw out at the football.
I know what a flag is.
I know, but like I don't know what it does. You're the one over here acting like we're on ESPN 8. Like, what do you mean?
I don't.
She's like, flag on the play. Field goal. What?
I'm done.
Now, Marie worked for some very prominent people in doing secretarial work. And apparently Frank had a well-paying job, too, that I could find nowhere, which is weird because normally they talk more about the dude.
No, definitely his career. That's way more important than
Apparently
like maybe when their second child was born.
Right. Marie was horrible with money, though, and it was always tight because they said she spent like a banshee. Now, the show and the articles didn't include this, but Wikipedia did, and it's the only place I could find it, so I'm going to tell you because it's a little juicy.
Okay.
So Frank didn't know that she was boning her bosses for money and superior performance reviews.
Doesn't she realize that only 2 people can get a 4 in an office? Have you seen all those things?
What is it?
And that's truly a thing. Like in a corporate environment, when you're a manager, even if everyone was exceptional and they were a level 4, which was exceptional, you weren't allowed to give out enough 4s. So you had to give out 2s.
Apparently,
you're allowed to give like mostly 2s, 2 3s, and 1 4.
Oh, well.
And I have worked for companies where that is 100% true, and they were like, you can only give out 1 4, so pick one person to give out exceptional. The rest have to get lower.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was doing 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Like she was just boning all around town.
Did you do the weird?
I just did the shocker just to gross you out.
Ew, I am so grossed.
I didn't say let me do this. I just said look at this funny hand gesture.
That is not a funny hand. I am done. Anyway, so she was fucking her bosses. How many bosses does she have?
Oh, just bosses.
Okay.
Yeah. And this continued, and the couple had tension in their marriage because of money. But outside looking in, from like people just thought that they were the all-American family. And Marie especially wanted to keep this appearance up, even though she was basically being bent over a desk all the time. So, from what I read.
I feel like I'm being bent over a desk all the time. You feel me? No?
No.
Ladies, am I right?
In 1975, her son Michael and Frank both simultaneously started having symptoms of a mysterious illness.
Oh, fuck.
The doctor said that Michael had a terrible. It was so terrible. It was terrible.
It was so terrible. It was terrible.
It was a terrible stomach flu that they called it the terrible flu.
Okay.
But it never went away until he left home to attend a seminary. In 1975, according to Wiki again, which I didn't see this anywhere else, Frank came home early from work and found Marie fucking her boss in their bed. So didn't even have the decency to go to his house. Anyway,
there ain't nothing that pisses me off more.
Like he was like, I'm sick. I'm coming home from work. Comes home to that.
Not only that, but it's like to fuck in your bed
with her boss.
Like that is a sacred space. Be a hoe outside the home. You know what I'm saying?
Be a hoe.
Don't be bringing that back into the house.
If
you can walk into someone's house, here's my other thing. If you can walk into somebody's house, see the fucking photos of their wife and still fuck or that's about whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck them in their bed knowing no.
Rudeness.
Not okay.
Oh, okay, I'm not going to do that.
I know you're not.
Okay.
I know you're not.
Yeah, so that happened. A few months later in May, Michael came home to visit his dad. And he was still having that weird illness. And he was like, will you please go to the fucking doctor? So he goes to the doctor and he's like, my stomach hurts so bad, like even to touch it on the outside. And he was always nauseous. And they were like, oh, you have a viral stomach illness, but come back to us if it gets worse. So he went back a few days later and was immediately admitted. And his liver was malfunctioning and they said he had hepatitis. Sadly, on May 25th, Frank passed away from that. They performed an autopsy and all the symptoms pointed to hepatitis, so that was listed as the cause of death.
What is hepatitis? Heather, the very least you can do whenever you're going to say how somebody dies is to then click on the Wikipedia link and give me more on it.
I'll give you homework too. You can
I'm gonna look up hepatitis now.
Okay. After Frank passed, the family tried to move on with their lives. So Mike became a minister and got married and moved down to Florida. Marie collected Frank's $31,000 life insurance policy, which in today's money is over $183,000. So a little nice chunk of change from his life insurance.
Yes, hepatitis, guys. It's a serious liver infection that's caused by the hepatitis B virus. That is super preventable via vaccine. There's a lot of different hepatitis. Not really. There's only 3, or maybe
like A,
there's
B, and
more.
C?
No, there's a whole bunch. There's there's fistfuls. There's fistfuls of hepatitis out there.
What the?
But it's a liver infection, and I'm always intrigued that they're like,
Did you just say
what'd I say?
fistfuls of hepatitis?
There are fistfuls.
What?
That would.
You got grossed out because I did this, a shocker symbol.
Well, it's a
Like, you
liver
can say
infection,
fistfuls
but it just
of-
doesn't make any, like, they're doing a real shitty job. It's like, it's caused by hepatitis D. I'm like, okay, whatever. You guys go to WebMD. I got nothing for you.
And okay, so they got the $183,000, well, the $31,000 in life insurance. So Marie and Carol butted heads. Carol's her daughter. They butted heads a lot. Apparently, Carol was a tomboy, and Marie hated that.
Oh, I
she
bet
was
she
like,
did.
oh, it's prissy. Instead of buying a house, Marie blew through the money quickly buying just things instead.
Stupid.
So they could have
Stupid
gotten a
twat.
nice house back then for that and been like had it paid off.
Yeah.
Instead, she was like, I need all of these clothes, bags, shoes, makeup, all that.
So dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
She sucks.
By the spring of 1979, Marie was apparently trying to mend her relationship with her daughter, though, finally. Carol was like, hey, I'm going to go to the prom. So she's like, oh, my God. And Marie's nipples got really hard. And she's like, okay, I'm going to help you. Like, you're finally doing something girly.
Okay.
So she was like, Mom, can you help me? So that night, Carol started feeling super nauseous, like, and then it went away. The following weekend, it happened again, like so hardcore that she was admitted to a hospital.
I'm mad. I know the road we're going down.
Yep.
And I'm angry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good road.
Yeah. I think I made it past the 10 minutes that if I were to take off my vest now.
Were you just sitting over there waiting?
No, I'm getting mad.
Okay.
So I can tell when I get mad, I get hot. I'll take it off. Just saying.
Okay. Doctors were stumped, and she was undergoing so many tests. So by the summer, she couldn't feel anything from the knee down. She couldn't walk. She was in a ton of pain. She literally looked like she was dying, and nobody could figure out why.
This is now, we're in the 60s?
70s.
70s, okay.
The 79, I think.
Okay.
Carol's family members were like, no. And then Frank's sister Frida was like, bitch, what is happening over there? Because apparently she found out that Marie had volunteered to give injections to her brother, which is Frank that passed away, when he was sick to help with nausea. So Marie was giving him injections
Yeah.
to help with his nausea. Like, why?
I don't know if there were injections. I don't know.
Like, at home. Like,
Dude, Will and Travis could poke us all day long. We got sick.
but if he came in and I was getting sick and he was like, hey, this is going to help with your nausea. No, I was just in the hospital. I'm going to probably go.
Oh, like she just came home with it? Or did she
Yeah.
just swap out what the doctor gave?
No.
That's what I figured, is that it was the doctors gave them some. Okay,
She
okay,
did-
I get it.
Yeah, she was.
No.
She was just like, yeah. Like if they came in there and they were like, hey, I'm going to stick you with this needle.
Well, I don't know. I trust Travis, but I wouldn't. If I was getting sicker, I'd be like, dude, there's a better way to kill me. And they're going to look at you.
Right.
So.
And so now that her niece was sick, she reached out to Carol's brother, Mike, and Mike called the hospital and actually talked to Carol on the phone. And he was like, is Mom giving you injections? And she said no. And he's like, wait, is she standing in the room with you? And he was like, yeah. So he goes, promise me she's not giving you injections. And she said no. So she didn't want to say it out loud, but she was giving her injections. So Mike immediately, like while she was in the hospital, and Mike immediately called the hospital and was like, this bitch is like shooting up my sister with a syringe. What is happening? And the doctors were like, we wouldn't authorize
Shooting up her
that."
sister?
With syringes. Like
his sister?
Mike is the
Oh.
son, and he called the hospital.
Got it, okay.
Because his aunt was like...
Got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And
Sorry, I don't know why I thought it was Marie's brother. Or I don't know. I just wanted to explain to everyone else how I got confused.
I'm throwing a lot of names. So
always. We're always throwing lots of names. I'm going to start taking notes.
Yeah. And apparently Marie told Carol, the daughter, that the doctor said that she could give her injections because they would help her walk again. And Carol was young and desperate, and she's like dying. She'd try anything. So it's her fucking mom. So she's like, okay, well, if they said you could do it, do it. And Mike called the cops too. And then the Anniston Police Department was like, oh yeah, we already know your mom. She writes bad checks all the time. So we've been watching her. So she's out there just bouncing checks. And the cops
obviously she's got to kill her daughter then. Yeah. She doesn't have money anymore.
And on September 19th, 1979, the cops came to the hospital to talk to Marie, and she was with Carol. And Marie told Carol, like, hey, I'll be back. I have to go to the cops. There's bad checks. I got to go clear this up real quick. Marie was arrested, and Carol got sent to the University of Alabama Hospital to get examined again because, like, hello, her mom was shooting her up with weird shit in the syringe. And the doctor looked at her hair and her fingernails closely and concluded that she had been poisoned for a long time with arsenic. When they did the blood work, she had like 100 times the limit.
How is she still alive?
Regular limit. They were surprised. Like, I just couldn't imagine your own mom. Like, and then her mom was sitting there watching her the whole time while it's excruciating. Like, it's not an
you're like killing them slowly, like, and painfully. Super painfully.
Yeah.
It's like if that's the case, like, you're just torturing me at this point.
Yeah. And Mike was so mad that he wrote a long letter to the DA's office, like her son.
Way to go, Mike.
Yeah,
like you know who is fucking
MVP.
Not all heroes wear capes,
right?
Sometimes they wear whatever Mike was wearing.
The preacher's outfit. What are the things with the? He was a minister. I don't know.
Oh, it makes more sense too. He was a man of God.
Yes.
So I can see why he was like, I'm not going to let this stand.
No. Good for him. Yeah.
Bravo, Mike.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. And he wrote the long letter, and he told him, he was like, okay, this looks weird because this happened to my dad. So,
oh, hell.
Yeah. And they got an order, which is shocking because normally they don't go that far. They'd be like, oh, you're just reaching for straws. But this was
I'm kind of surprised
that they were like, no, we need to dig him up. So 2 weeks later, they exhumed the body 2 weeks later after Marie was arrested. And thankfully, she didn't have him cremated because she was so cocky that she was like, oh, it's fine. Just bury him. Because most of the time, you're trying to cover it up.
Yeah, unless it was in his will or something.
Who knows? And then they asked Marie about this, of course, and she was like, oh, no, I wanted to help her pain, so I gave her anti-nausea. She did that. Anti-nausea.
Why is she acting like she just has anti-nausea medicine and syringes in her house?
No,
like,
that's what I'm
I just
saying.
Go into the bathroom and anti-nausea.
Yeah, like take some Pepto. Don't put a needle in my foot. Like, what are you doing?
I don't get that. I don't know. Weirdo.
I know. And then they're like, they don't believe her, and they're like, you're more concerned with your appearance and social status and you're out of money, like you said.
Yeah.
And so the cops were like, they also uncovered that she had recently taken out a $25,000 life insurance policy on her daughter, which doubled to $50,000 after a few months for some reason.
Here's another thing I have to, if I may.
You may.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand having a life insurance policy on a child as a parent. Like, I understand us having them for our spouses because we can't afford our home then after, like, God forbid something happens, now our income is cut in half. I need to be able to afford the funeral. But a child...
That's what they were saying.
I don't understand that at all.
It's very rare.
Especially one that's so much more expensive than funeral costs.
Yeah, it's very rare for that because obviously the parents most of the time passed away before. In today's money, guess how much that would be in today's money? $50,000 from 1979.
It was $50,000. I thought it was $25,000.
Well, it doubled. That's what I was saying. It doubled to $50,000 after a few months for some reason.
Oh,
insurance is. I don't understand. There was some clause.
$345,000.
$226.
Wow, I was aggressively off.
But I mean, ballpark.
So she took even more money out on her daughter than her husband.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's dumb.
So
and why did okay?
No, it's fine. I'm just saying. So basically, she's broke.
Yeah.
And none of this looks good. And she's in jail waiting for her trial on check fraud. And now they think she's poisoned her 19-year-old daughter. And then now they're like, and you killed your fucking husband. On October 3rd, 1979, the autopsy determined that arsenic poisoning was the cause, like officially, of Frank and not hepatitis. So her sister-in-law, that Aunt Frida, she's still pissed off. So she goes to her house and she's like, I'm going to fucking get this bitch finally, because she thought the whole time Like she's hurting everybody, and nobody
Yeah.
believed her. And she found a pill bottle and little vials in Marie's cellar in a box, and they tested it, and it was lousy with arsenic all over it. Like,
Bitch
wow.
didn't even try to hide it.
No, she put it in a box in her house, like in
Right.
the basement, like big whoop,
It was in the basement?
like in the
Or
little cellar. Is there a difference between basement and a cellar?
Oh my God, I've never been turned on by such a like deep, complex question. I have to know.
Are you joking or are you serious?
No, I'm actually dead ass. I want to know because now I want to
You really just got to. What? You
Cellar?
just because it sounds sexier
Oh my
than
God.
basement?
It sounds like I'm going to have fucking wine in it and like bottles that are dusty.
Well,
Cellar
not with arsenic in them.
versus basement.
Are you really going to do it?
I have to know.
Okay. We'll do it. I'll just wait.
AI says the main difference between a call.
What's Al say? That's what my dad calls it.
That's funny. A cellar and a basement is their legal definition. A cellar is an enclosed space that's completely underground with more than half of its height below the curb level. They're used for storage, such as wine, beer, liqueur, or tint. I read that as tinted food. I was like, that's
What is
weird.
it?
What's a tinted food?
Has food coloring in it?
Yeah. A basement has at least one half of its height above curb level.
Who cares?
I don't either. That's really stupid. This is stupid. Okay, that didn't give me what I needed it
Wow.
to give me.
Do you have blue balls now? Because I do.
Okay. I think.
Justice your phone. Okay. So on October 9th, 1979, she was officially charged with the attempted murder of Carol, and then several months later, they added on the poisoning of Frank on there too. The police think that she was not only using injections, but they also think that she was getting arsenic out of rat poisoning and feeding it to her loved ones.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was like, it's way easier to just put it in the food, which would have made them nauseous. So then she could say, I have something for your nausea.
Yeah. The whole time Maria's like, oh no, not me though. I didn't do this. I was innocent of all it, but she loves the attention. Yes. She called the cops all the time, apparently, in the years before her arrest. Like, she would say people were threatening her, following her, that Frank owed people money and he had bad gambling debts, and they were like, people were out to get her. So they were like, okay, Marie, like, no one's here. Like, they checked out every time. So the
my
cops were
God.
very familiar with who she was. Not only was she
Do you
writing
have a
bad
photo of
checks,
her?
she was, yes, I do.
I want to see this.
You want to
skank.
see her? I'll show
She
her.
sounds like a piece of trash.
She
Really does.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds and I'll show you. Okay, this is her. It's not really a good picture. This is.
Let me get a little action in there.
There you go. Describe.
I shall.
Okay. I only have those.
Her teeth are terrifying. Something about her teeth makes me feel
What do you mean
like.
they're terrifying?
Tell me those aren't terrifying. Look at that mouth.
I mean,
That's a terrifying mouth.
it's a little.
That's a scary mouth.
That's a scary mouth.
That's a scary mouth. But she's also like, she looks like a school principal.
Yeah. Very,
sure.
Like, not
I would
someone
wear
who's
this
going to try to.
outfit 100%.
Yes, you would.
I would 100% wear this fit. She seems happy.
Yes.
So terrible choices.
Right. One time she called them and they came over to talk to her, and they were like, they had to calm her down. And Southern Hospitality, she's like, do you guys want something to eat or drink? And the cops were like, oh yeah, of course.
Shut
They all
the
got sick,
absolute
too.
front door. Oh my God, she poisoned the cops.
Yeah.
This is
They got
nonsense.
sick too. And they just thought, oh, they got food poisoning from her fucking chest bars or whatever she gave 'em. I don't know. They just thought, oh, they ate something bad while they were there.
They really think they're dumb. Then they're all stupid.
This was
They're
before.
I'm ready to fucking hit somebody in the
Here
face.
she goes.
I need to get into boxing because I'm ready to fucking punch
Oh,
something.
wait. When they started digging, she poisoned neighbors, coworkers, and one of the neighbors, I think, was like 11-year-old that, like, some of them passed away and some of them survived. Like, everyone. Some of them had motives, but some of them were just like, oh, you came to my house. This is opportunity. Like one of the 11-year-olds that I read, and I couldn't find this. Snap didn't do it, so
Who knows?
grain of salt,
Yeah.
who knows? But like one of them was the 11-year-old came over to get a drink of water while she was like playing with Carol. Like,
Oh my gosh.
so like her kid's friend. So anyway.
And so some of them died?
Some did, but like I said, Snapped. I trust their research.
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
So they didn't mention that part. They just said she had a
Okay.
history of poisoning other people in all ages. And then when I
That
dug
is
in,
so weird.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes.
We haven't heard of like a serial fucking
Like rando poisoner.
Poisoner.
Like just like, oh, you want some water? I'll give that bitch some water. Like Why? She's 11. What do you?
But
yeah, or the
like,
cops who came to help you with
doing?
your stalkers.
Right. I don't know. I'm like, are you just trying to give everyone the diarrheas, or are you trying to kill them?
I don't know.
Right.
What?
Because like that, I don't know. Is she doing that shit just to like literally make them shit or have like stomach pains, or is the intent is to kill? You know, that's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Because some of those things are just pain for a day.
Well, can't you just put like Visine in their water or something? Doesn't
That
make
actually
you
will
shit?
kill you.
Oh.
Yeah. They said that they did that on a show, on that one movie, Wedding Crashers. Crasher?
Wedding more than one?
There's more than one crasher.
Then I'm sure it's two.
That would make a lot of sense,
Yes.
lady.
Wedding
do it in
Crasher. The
that
other
one.
guy's like, I'm not going. I'm scared. And it's just one guy.
Owen Wilson does it, and then
God, I hate him.
Bradley Cooper's
love
fucking
Bradley
anyway,
Cooper.
and he has to go poops, and then I read that like there's actually something in Visine that can poison and kill you, depending on. It's one of those things. You don't know if it's going to react differently to other people.
Okay.
So you could kill them.
Well.
I'll look and try to do a story on somebody who killed somebody through Visine.
Okay.
That'd be really boring. I'd just be like, and then they dropped Visine in the cup.
Yeah.
And they died.
Right. Okay.
The end.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic employing your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
Where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Okay, so Marie was waiting in jail for her trial for 2 months while they worked on getting her bail set up. Her lawyers, God dang it.
Those loyals, man.
Loyals. They're
Dude, when you got to sit here and do a 10,000 word book report, it's hard to say them all correct.
Loyals. Her lawyer.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Got it.
Her attorney.
Okay. There we go.
If you
Even
will.
better.
I just switch the word up. Like if I don't know how to say it, I'll just change the word. Like if I can't spell it, I'll just change the word. So her attorney.
That was riveting.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about bread more. Her lawyers bailed her out. I think it was like $14,000, and her attorney put her up in a hotel in another city close by because obviously the press got a hold of this that they wanted everybody to leave her alone. November 18th, 1979, he went there to meet with Marie and found a note that basically said Marie had been taken and don't follow her.
Oh my God.
The handwriting was almost exactly like Marie's. So
Of course.
She just ran. She didn't even try to change her handwriting. A massive manhunt went underway now she was 46 at the time, for 46-year-old Marie, and the FBI was on her tail too, but no one could find her. They searched all 50 states and even Canada for 3 years. They couldn't find her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably really hard to find people back then.
Right.
It's not like they just.
She's just checking in at Facebook.
Yeah. Look at a
Look, Mount
fucking cell
Everest.
phone records.
And so 3 years went by and they thought they'd never see her again, but over 1,000 miles away, they got a call about another unrelated event, or so they thought. So in January of 1983, the cops in Keene, New Hampshire got a weird call. This guy that owned the business, he's like, hey, there's a person that's claiming that there's someone else. Like, I know they're not who they're saying they are. He said a woman named Robbie Holman began working for them in October of 1980. Robbie said she was from Texas with a husband named John Holman. She had a ton of friends at work and people actually really liked her. In the summer of 1982, Robbie comes to work and she's like, hey, I have to go to Dallas, Texas because I have a rare blood disease and I can only see this doctor there and I won't live long if I don't go see this doctor. And her coworkers are like, what? Okay, good luck. And
Weird.
So they were like, okay, the thoughts and prayers thing. And she leaves her husband at home to stay and work and she goes. 2 months later, a woman named Terry Martin showed up at the company. She says, hey, I'm Robbie's twin sister from Texas. She's like, Robbie died in Texas.
I cannot fucking do this.
No, you can.
I cannot.
Yes, you can.
I cannot do this.
Yes, you can.
I will not listen to lies. I will not sit here and listen to the lies that you have written.
It gets
You have
worse.
made this up.
No. I promise.
Oh my gosh.
So she literally comes there. She's like, hey, I'm her twin. I'm Terry. Hey, everybody, I'm Terry. Robbie's dead,
Why are they all guy names?
but I'm Terry Martin. My sister's dead. but I'm Terry.
But I'm coming to your job.
And then her coworkers are like, cool, Terry. Like no one believes her, but they let her think that they do. And Terry showed them, she's like, oh, here's the obituary. And then, so they gave it to the cops, and they saw a ton of lies in it. One of the lies in the obituary that Terry gave them about Robbie was that she donated her body to science in a particular hospital that was named in there in Texas, but it didn't even exist. So did
she have an obituary written up for the newspaper? Like it was
she showed. That's
what I'm saying, but you're doing the showing. Like, was that in the newspaper?
I don't know if it was printed or not. They just kept saying obituary and I couldn't find it.
Okay. Because I'm like,
I don't know if it was printed, but there was one that they read.
I was like, at least she tried a little bit harder, I guess.
I mean, I don't know how you get an obituary.
But I don't even know how you get an obituary. Like, I feel like obituaries are done by the newspaper and they just pull who died yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you have to provide it, but I don't fucking know.
Who knows? Since the 80s.
Like, provide the list, obviously. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
So they called in the FBI and they're like, why would she even lie about this? So they brought Terry Martin in. And she immediately is like, oh, my name's Audrey Marie Hilley, and I'm from Anniston, Alabama, and I was wanted for some bad checks. They're like, they run her info, and they're like, bad checks, huh? And then, of course, all the other bullshit comes up.
Oh. Why did she go back to her job? Why?
I don't know.
If she skadooched for her blood disease,
she should have just stayed away.
Fucking go.
Yeah. So they asked her about it, and she wouldn't talk about any of the charges about trying to kill her kid or killing Frank. Like, she would not talk about any of it. She just said, I was hiding for bad checks. That's all she would say. She would be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I wrote bad checks.
People are so fucking batshit crazy.
Delusional.
Like, that is fucking insane.
Like, she knows they know. She told them her real name. And she's like,
yes.
She's like, oh, no. I just wrote
just because you say that, just because you say that does not make it real.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I wish, or I don't swear to God, I don't know, it's probably religious people, my apologies. But I swear to things.
Yes.
That what the absolute fuck, just because you say it does not make it real. Now, manifest your own good shit. I'm all for that. But you can't just make up lies and just be like, but that's what happened. And I feel like every stupid fucking delusional murderer does that shit.
They do.
Where they're like, if I just say it enough, I am a fucking platypus. I'm a platypus. I'm just going to turn to a fucking platypus.
I wish you would.
I kind of wish I would too. They're cute.
You swim fast.
I'd rather be a beaver. They hold hands and they swim.
That's otters.
I'd rather be an otter.
Beavers are the ones that make dams.
Yes, I'd rather be an otter.
Otters are the ones that swim like this.
Yes, once more, confirming, I would like to be an otter.
I love otters. So yeah,
I do too. They're my faves. And they eat little things with their hands on their back. They're so cute.
They are very cute.
Well, now I feel happy again.
You won't, because now remember, Robbie was married.
That's what I was going to say.
To John.
John.
So I'm going to cut you off and keep going so I can tell
Please
you.
Please do. We can stop talking about otters.
I got to steamroll you real quick.
Do it.
Okay. So John said, we met in February 1980 at a bar in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
For Lottie-Dottie.
So, yes, we like the potty. Okay. She talked him into moving to Marlow, New Hampshire, and they got married in 1981. In the summer of 1982, she told John that stupid story about the blood doctor in Texas, and he's like, do you want me to go with you? And she's like, oh, no. My twin sister lives there. I'm going to go stay with her. And he's like, he's very passive, they said. Like, they talked about him and said, he's a great guy, just very passive. And he was like,
this one over here, like, okay.
He's like, so I picture this.
Yeah.
Travis comes, you've been married 2 years. So say 2 years. Travis comes in. And because they've known each other about the same length of time. So nothing's wrong. Then he comes in and he's like, hey, I have this rare blood disease, Brooklyn. I'm going to have to go to Texas as a specialist. I have a twin that I've never talked about.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I gotta go stay with him, and I'll call you.
Number one, that's exactly what I thought it was.
John's a victim too. We're not victim blaming. I'm just saying it's hard to wrap your mind around it.
I just couldn't fathom. That's what I was wondering. I was like, did she meet this guy? And she was like, you know what? I think it'll be a really good storyline later on if I just have a twin. I'll make phone calls. I'll call and just act like I had a twin the whole time. That's what I would like. That's what I was wondering. I was like, did this whole
from what
2
I
years
gathered, No.
Was she like, oh, hey, Terry, I've missed you. Yeah, John's fine.
Yeah.
With a huge phone.
Like,
And just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. But from what I gathered from everything that I read, he just was like, okay, like you wouldn't lie to me. I trust
She must
you.
have
You're
been
my
good in
wife.
bed. She must have been a freak in the motherfucking sheets.
Like something.
You know it.
Yeah.
And she was thin. She had a cute thin frame. She did. Like that's a
Yeah.
she got a tight little body. I'm sure she was just
Something.
doing stuff. I didn't know where to go after that, so I was just like, she has sex. I bet it was good. Or John was ugly.
I don't know. I never looked up a picture of him.
We never pondered the equal sexiness. She
The
could have been dating
equilibrium.
way underneath her station.
Who
and then you
knows?
could just do whatever you want. Anyway,
But,
carry
yes. Okay. So he was like, sure, go stay with your sister. Air quotes. And so he said several months later, his wife's twin, Terry, shows up at his house. And Terry's like, oh, hey, Robbie died. But I'm sure it wasn't worded like this, but this is how I read it because I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
So he shows like, hey, she died, but she told me her dying wish was for me to come see you and take care of you. She had changed her hair and makeup, but she looked just like his quote unquote dead wife. So could you imagine though if Travis leaves months later, Travis with blonde hair and a different hat shows up and he's like, hey, I'm Tim Johnson. Travis died, but he wants me to take care of you. Just think about that from the other perspective. I could not stop thinking about like,
No, this has rocked my world. I'll think about this commuting for the rest of my life.
like just another man showing up at your house being like, well, Will died, but I'm Bob.
For Will, he would look literally identical.
Like,
He just gets a fucking
he just has
toupee.
hair. Yeah. But I'm like, I just think about that.
The voices aren't the same. Even if you are an identical,
Yeah.
like that's like even if you're an identical twin, your voices tend to be different.
Yeah.
I'm over here like making out. If y'all kiss, the kissing would be totally different.
You would have to try everything. would have to be
Everything.
different. Yeah. So anyway, that happened. There's an older guy that was on the Snapped episode, and if you guys watch this, the quote that he said, he was like, "Yeah, this lady that showed up that looked like his dead wife," and he was like, "Well, hey, sure, come on in." Like it was so pervy the way he said it. He was like, "Oh,"
So he said, "Okay."
she goes in and she moves. He's like moves in with him. Like she goes there, the air quote sister, and moves in with him. He asked her to.
Okay. Let's
Yep.
also take this other random part. Imagine if you were a twin and your twin's like, "Is my dying wish that you go and fuck my husband?"
No. Nope.
My dying wish is for my husband to have an identical looking person to me. So,
Yeah, no. Like, no.
what is that?
I would
We
just
say
be
that,
like-
but that was a thing back in the day, like
guess.
where you die and then your brother goes and marries you. Like, wait,
I mean, this was the
where
80s, though.
someone dies.
Not like the prairie.
Yeah, I'm talking like pilgrimage
That's what I'm
and shit.
saying. They weren't on the Mayflower hopping off of the ark.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know. It's just weird.
It's just weird.
This is, yes. It's all weird.
You're weird.
So, yes. So, John was in denial about the whole Terry and Robbie thing being the same woman at first. The cops were like, that's the same.
Shut.
I swear. And then he was like, okay, well, I can accept it. So the
So he
cops
was-
were the ones that told him, like, that's the same woman. And
That is your wife.
And he's like, no. And they're like, no, really. We have proof. She said it. This is the same person. And he was like, oh. So then they told him, they're like, oh, yeah, she was wanted for murders and attempted murder. And he's like, he got real pissed off. He's like, no, not my wife. There's no way. There's no way. I'm like, first of all, you just found out she was saying she was two different women. So you should think anything is possible. But anyway, he got mad. But doesn't it sound like, remember that soap opera, Passions?
Yes.
This reminds me of some shit that they would try to pull on there.
Man, I barely remember that. And my mom had me watching that shit all the time.
It was so weird.
It was so weird.
Like
and probably
witches and
so
twins.
unbelievably inappropriate that I was watching that at like 6.
Yeah, same. Anyway, that just brought back an unlocked memory that I didn't know I had.
I'm gonna
Show Passions.
open that and start watching it again.
Oh my God, we should.
I'm being very nostalgic in life lately.
Yeah. So Marie is waiting in jail in Alabama for her trial, and John stood by her. He moved down there from New Hampshire, took up residency, became a resident of Alabama to be close to her. After all of that, anyway, I'm going to move forward.
It's a deep love.
Yes. And on May 30th, 1983, her murder and attempted murder trial started, and like all this weird, like the weird story came out, like to publicly. On June 7th, she was found guilty of murder and attempted murder. She got a life sentence plus 20 years and was sent to prison to basically die.
How was Carol?
She survived.
I understand that, but did she fully recover? Could she walk? Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Yep. Yeah. Because sadly, I'm not done. Because then I will update you at the end. But like, she does more. It gets
great.
Yeah,
great.
So while in prison, she was like, "I'm better than all of this. Fuck this." Like, she's a lady of status, and she's like, "What the fuck am I doing in prison? This is dumb." So she starts to work her magic on the warden. She tells him her sob story. Because in court, her lawyers.
I can't do this. I'm gonna leave.
Okay, please don't. Her lawyers spun the story that she was being framed for all this. She couldn't have done it. She was framed. It was a big conspiracy. They literally said anyone else could do it at all. So she starts to tell the warden the story. And keep in mind that she was pretty and small. Like I said, the little white woman who was charming, and she knew how to get what she wanted. And the warden actually believed her.
Oh my God.
And granted her a 3-day pass to leave the prison and come back. Why would you do that when she was running for 3 years?
Yep, she ran from the cops.
And they let her do it again. They let her.
What an idiot.
First of all, do they even still do that? Where you just get to go on a fucking prison field trip? Where you just get to leave and come back?
They still have them, but they're different scenarios. It's like for money laundering, or you know what I mean? It's not
like you can
violent
still leave
crimes.
prison and come back?
Mm-hmm. Furlough if like your family dies or something.
Could you? Oh God, I don't even like going back to work after my lunch break, let alone like going away from prison and
It's
be like
part-time jail.
Like, oh man, that's bizarre. Anyway, on Friday, February 19th, 1987, she'd been in prison for 3 years, by the way. John picks her up for her little field trip, and they check into a boarding house in Anniston, which I'm assuming to bang it out for 3 days. He moved all the way down there. She got to be doing something right. And before he took her back, she was like, "Hey, my mom's grave is like 2 blocks away, so I'm gonna go visit my mom." She's like, "You go down to the Waffle House, and I'll meet you there in a minute."
Sounds like a classic.
I want to eat, and we're gonna go back. It's like perfect. That would not be my last out of jail meal.
I don't think I'll ever eat Waffle House again.
Not sober.
I will never eat it again. I will never be so drunk that I eat Waffle House. If I'm gonna be drunk, it's gonna be Taco Bell.
I mean, that's a good one.
Man, I had a Crunchwrap Supreme the other day. Tore that bitch up.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
It looked delicious.
I'm gonna go get another one.
Okay. Now John's just sitting there, and shocker, she never showed up. He went back. He was like, "What? Where is this bitch?" So he goes back to their room, and he finds a note under the pillow, and it says, and I quote,
"How did you find it under the pillow?"
Huh?
You say under the pillow?
Yeah.
What a weird place. Anyway, okay.
I don't know. That's where she put it.
Just tearing that. I'm just like, out of all the places you leave the fucking note under the pillow, I leave you. I tucked it under the pillow. How he fucking found it blows me away. He's like, "Oh my God, my wife left me. I thought that she didn't really. I thought it was the twin, and then."
Maybe she
ended up killing her husband and trying to kill her daughter, and she had done check fraud and escaped for 3 years, and now she left.
Yeah. So
rip the pillows off the bed.
I swear, I try when I'm writing this. I'm like, I try to prep for every question you're going to throw at me, and you've thrown me like 9 curveballs today, and I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. And now I'm like, I don't know.
I wonder if she hid it so that whenever I think the reason she did it was so that he wouldn't see it until after she had left, maybe whenever he went to bed.
Who knows?
That's the only thing I can think.
But it cracks me up because I'm like, I try, man. I try to prep for my.
That's why she like stuck it on the fucking fridge.
So, okay, the note said, "I love you, John. You're the only love of my life, but I can't go back to that prison. I'm leaving the country." So this bitch got away again. He called the sheriff, and they started a manhunt again. And after 3 days, they still can't find her. And keep in mind, it's February in New Hampshire.
So what happened to the warden? Did he get fucked in the butt? Because fuck him.
I don't.
He is stupid. I hope he was dismantled, disbarred.
Disbarred.
I don't know the words. I don't know why I said
Dismantled.
dismantled.
I was like,
I want him
He's not
out of his position.
I want his bookshelf taken apart.
I want his throne.
Heads will roll.
Yes.
I don't know. I think dismantle. I think of like furniture.
Oh, no, you're totally right.
Is that right? The right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still just frustrated.
Okay. So again, it's February. So on February 23rd, they got a call from a woman in Blue Mountain near Anniston, and this is actually where Marie grew up in Alabama, and she'd found a woman lying on her porch. The woman was bleeding, bruised, her clothes were ripped, and she was barely moving. And when the EMTs got there, they figured out it was Marie.
Good.
Marie Hilley died on the way to the hospital.
So sorry. Okay. I'm never going to say I'm happy that somebody died. But
Marie Hilley died on the way to the hospital of hypothermia.
wow.
No one got to question her, so nobody knows what happened on her 3 days that they couldn't find her.
So she was just
After
on
she
someone's...
left John in the Waffle House. She had grown up in the mountains, so they think she went out there like where she was familiar, trying to like hide or whatever, and then she went for like one last, oh my God, I'm gonna die out here if I don't find someone, and she died on this lady's porch. So no one got to question her. Nobody knows. They just assume. They don't know what happened. And they buried Marie next to her husband Frank, which I thought was interesting, in Alabama, because she killed him.
I'm very curious if
Like they
it was already a bought plot.
I had to have been, because I'm like, I would not like that if I was Frank.
But unfortunately, when he was murdered, he wasn't able to be like, can you cancel on the two-person
There
plot?
should be a clause.
There should be.
There should be like some kind of, hey, if they get arrested for killing me, don't put them there.
Yeah, I will unfortunately then have to haunt everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Her kids, like Mike and Carol, they're doing well now. Carol was actually on the documentary. She said she used to get real upset.
Is she really pretty?
She looks very happy. She still leans into her tomboy look. She's very jolly. I don't know how to answer.
You just explained a lumberjack.
Well, she did have on plaid.
As we all should.
Right? I mean, I have a plaid on right now.
I love plaid.
Yeah, but she said she was very happy. I just couldn't imagine finding out that your mom literally watched you almost die and was the cause. Like, and now she's on a TV show having to tell everybody that was my mom. She killed my dad to try to kill me.
Yeah.
For fucking money.
The dumbest thing of all things.
So she's doing well. Mike's doing well. And that is the story of the Southern Belle, Marie Hilley.
Okay. More questions that you will not be able to answer.
I'm going to try my best.
Because she is not with us here.
Yeah, I'm going to try
Where
my
is
best.
she? No, I'm just like... So for her to just go for a walk and then be like, I'm going to skadooch. Like, you don't have anything on you. You don't have money. And at best case scenario, she had like a winter jacket and gloves. Mm-hmm. So like, how long did she think she'd be able to...
I don't know. She was like, I can't go back there. And she just bounced. She didn't even get a waffle before she left.
Oh, she didn't... Oh, she
never met him there.
Man.
She never met him there. And nobody knows. That's what they were saying. They were like, nobody knows what happened to her whenever she left there, because she died before they could even ask her.
How many days was it?
3. On the 4th day was when that lady found her on the porch.
That's sad I feel bad for that lady.
Yeah, could you imagine? Just going out to get them. There's just the lady with ripped clothes that's bloody and bruised on your porch, just passed out. Terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, the whole story is bizarre. Apparently,
it's very bizarre.
There was a made-for-TV movie. Her phone's ringing.
My other phone.
Her burner's ringing.
Whoopsie.
That's hilarious. But yeah,
I made sure I had an alarm on this phone for my sourdough, and I was like, turn that off. It'll literally start right whenever you get in there. Forgot to turn the other phone on silent. Woo! Rocking it.
Party arm. But yeah, that there was a made-for-TV movie that I didn't watch.
Okay.
What's
it
this
on?
Story, the internet. I don't know. It's streaming on something. Like, she's like,
I don't know if you're like, oh, it was a Lifetime. So
no,
you know,
I read it. I read it when I was Googling a picture of her before I got here. So I don't know who or what it's on, but if you Google it,
yeah,
Marie Hilley, made-for-TV movie.
I kind of feel like I'm going to have to now because this is like so stupid. I kind of need to see.
I mean, and I feel bad for all the people involved. Poor John, man. He was just trying to...
You know what also gets me is when things are stupid.
Just move it.
I just need to... Because apparently whenever we tested the mics, I was sitting like this.
You were hunched over or something?
I'm always hunched over, man. That's why my back hurts.
Well, I sit like a shrimp cocktail,
Anyway,
so I'm trying to like...
I'm always like a little shrimp.
You
just
know
like
why I did that?
curved
Because I got boobs before everybody else, so I got self-conscious.
Weird brag, but okay.
No, like I got self-conscious because people would tease me about them.
No one ever got self-conscious when they were younger.
I swear to God, me. I swear I did because I got teased about it so
Oh my
bad.
God. I hated every bitch that had boobs.
Well, you would have hated me.
Specific friend, Lily. You remember you and your big boobs.
Oh.
Yeah, super jelly bells.
I wonder if
She was
there's a
one of my
podcast
like closer ones.
or someone's bitching about me having C cups when I was like fucking 9.
Dude, they were great.
I know, but that's why I sit like that because now I'm like, well, now I'm like, yay. But back then I was like, oh my God.
Huh.
This is like 4th grade.
Interesting things to... Anyway, what I was saying was, before I was interrupted by my own phone, is it's just like, I feel like these super stupid stories where people do dumb shit, it is unreal when they get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable. We need to do a story where the person was fucking unbelievably fabulous at their crime. And it's unbelievable that they got caught. Like
a heist.
I don't know. I don't know. Just someone who really actually planned a murder and got away, like almost got away with it and didn't because...
That's a show.
I
almost got away with it. I know. Right?
Yeah.
We could do one of those.
Sure.
Oh.
I don't like to steal them from shows because I'm like, oh, if somebody saw it. But I mean...
I literally just did.
I never pick mine from a TV show. Usually don't.
Well...
I don't know because it depends. Like, it takes a lot for me to be that intrigued on like a show for these because... We're living and breathing crime all the time. Like we are constantly, if we're not thinking about it, I'm listening to an audio book about it. We're looking at it. I don't know. Like,
but that one got me because I'm like, what?
It's so bizarre. All of it's so dumb. And everyone involved was kind of dumb.
I just can't imagine being at work and one of your coworkers being like, hey, I have this blood disorder. I got to go. And then someone with a different color hair and eyeshadow comes back and I'm like, that you're the same lady.
Right.
But they didn't tell her they knew. They just were like, sure.
It's not, you know what could have gotten me is if they came back with really long natural hair. I'd be like, that's probably fucking Terry. There ain't no way that she grew that hair that fast. That's the only way.
Natural hair?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was her hair.
If you came back, I know, that's what I'm saying. The only way that would have is if you would, like, how would I believe that? Is if you did that, came back, had completely different eyebrows, and had way long hair. You know? Because I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Even your teeth.
Yeah.
Anyone that you know them well enough to be like,
yeah, something's up.
Yes. I'm over here super tatted, so there's absolutely no point in that. I would never be able to play this game. I'd be like, you know what? Brooklyn was the cooler one. I copied all her tattoos. I'd have to go get like 3 new ones.
I copied all her tattoos and got her face. That's her face, not mine. Right here. This is for my dead sister. Like, that's your face, bitch.
That'd be so weird.
Right?
Anyway.
You get your own face.
That's a stupid question. Or a stupid question.
It's a stupid question. Well, I didn't ask you anything. God. That's just a reflex of you just saying I asked a dumb question. You're like, that's a stupid question. Oh, sorry. Habit. Sorry.
No, sorry. I meant that's a stupid story, and I'm annoyed by it.
Yeah. I usually, when I pick some of them, I'm like, oh, this is going to get on
So you do stuff just to piss me off?
Like you do to me.
Yeah, but not on the podcast.
Yes, I do.
Just literally every other thing in our life.
No, I was like, it's different. It was a different route.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You know what? You're welcome.
You guys, we really have to take 2 seconds and talk about you signing up for our Patreon.
Yes.
Like, it's time.
It is time.
It is
right
time.
at dawn. You're missing out.
We are currently working on our very first little sneak peek of things that we're going to be doing, because the point of Patreon, you guys, whenever you sign up, is that we're going to give you a little extra content, things that tickle your fucking pickle.
That's right.
Get those nipples hard. Cut glass.
That's it.
You know, we're in for this.
You talked about tickling pickles and nipples.
Yeah.
It's OnlyFans.
It's not. Really, our Patreon is just us making out. Anyway, so we're coming up with really funny, creative things to do that's just going to make you guys laugh, let you get to know us a little bit better. So sign up, man.
Extra content, extra levels. There's different
Gifts
levels.
and thanks.
Yeah, all the things.
All the stuff.
All of it.
And the holidays are coming up, so don't forget, buy some merch or have us do a cameo for you.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good gift.
Yeah. I love how Heather almost forgot we had cameo.
No.
I literally saw her face. She was like, oh, that would be.
No,
Yes.
just like, oh, that would be a good gift.
It would be.
Yeah.
And we are literally gifts.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are treasures.
Yes. You guys just don't forget, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I bet that